Everyone, I would like to welcome you to the Monday, June 22nd, 2026 Board of Education meeting. We are calling the meeting to order, and it is 7:03 PM. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. A reading of meeting notice. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provision of the Act, the Verona Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published in the Star Ledger online and can be viewed by the public on the Board of Education's official website. Legal notices for New Jersey's public entities will be also accessible at the New Jersey Department of State's Legal Notices website. Copies of tonight's agenda and resolutions have been made available to the public via the Board of Education website. Dr. Riley, if you could please call attendance.
Mr. Rocket? Ms. Knodig? Here. Mr. Perna? Ms. Briscoe?
Here.
Mr. Boone? Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to our routine matters, I need a motion, please, to approve our minutes from our June 9th, 2026 meeting.
So moved. I'll second.
Motion by Mrs. Knodig, seconded by Mr. Boone. Are there any discussions? Seeing none, Dr. Riley, if you could please call roll.
Mr. Waka? Yes. Ms. Knodig?
Yes.
Mrs. Briscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Boone? Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on tonight, we have a lovely presentation from our capstone girls, Give Kids the World. Girls, if you'd like to come up. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, tonight we have Peyton Kohler, Grace Patatis, and Sinclair Samborski to tell us about a really special capstone that they were involved in.
Hi, so I'm Peyton Kohler. So we were 3 of the 7 girls who went on the Give Kids the World capstone trip this year. So Give Kids the World is like a resort village in Kissimmee, Florida, right outside of Disney, SeaWorld, and Universal. And they partner with Make-A-Wish to host up to, I believe it was 250 families and give them like tickets to go to Universal, Disney, and SeaWorld and all experiences. They get transportation from the airport, and it's fully volunteer run. So they do it at West Essex, so that's where Ms. Shacatano got the idea to start the trip. So we worked pretty closely with her, like planning and deciding what we were going to do. So Grace is going to talk about what we did while we were there.
Okay, so I'm Grace. We basically went through a bunch of different types of activities. We served breakfast, we delivered food, we worked with the little spa for the kids there. We also worked with delivering food, and one thing that I did, which was my favorite, was working in the castle there, which was each Make-A-Wish kid has a star there that they get to decorate and put on the ceiling, and their families are able to come and visit. And when I worked there, they would come in to decorate their star, and I got to play with them before, and I thought that was like my favorite because I got to work most closely with the children there. And there was a lot of stuff that we didn't get to do because we were there for such like a pretty short amount of time, with like lifeguarding. There's also like pick up and drop off to the airport and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed like all of the different things that we got to experience.
I'm Sinclair, and not to speak on behalf of all 7 of us, but I think a lot of us going into the trip thought that it was going to be a lot more saddening and disheartening. We all, going into it, were asked, what do we think we're going to get out of it? And we all said, like, we're going to learn a lot of lessons, but we're also going to learn about a lot of harsh realities. But I think all of us coming out of the trip also learned that there was so much positivity there. From the volunteers, the kids themselves, their families, everyone was so excited to be there. And everyone was so happy, and I think it was a little bit of a weight off our shoulders that we realized that we could be a little less serious, and that's what the whole point of the trip is. And all these families, they didn't come here to be like reminded of all the stuff that was there, but they came there to be reminded that they could still have fun, and that's what it was. It was truly a fun time for everybody, even the volunteers. Everyone we talked to, a lot of people have been volunteering there for 5, 10, 15 years, and they had nothing but nice things to say about everybody, and every kid and every family we met was just the absolute best. And I think all of us would 100% do it again, and we all recommend if anybody's near Kissimmee, Florida, which a lot of people probably are going to Disney. You should definitely pick up a shift. It's like 4 or 5 hours of your day, and it really does make a difference.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
So the Give Give Kids the World Village is 89 acres, non-for-profit storybook resort in Central Florida, where children with critical illnesses and their families are treated to a week-long cost-free vacation, and these girls made it better for them. Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
I don't identify as a Disney adult, but I know there's people in the room that do.
Ooh.
So I'm wondering if this is going to be a new pit stop on your future Disney trip.
It certainly looks like it might be. Yeah.
And how did our students become aware of this exactly?
Mrs. Shakatana.
Miss Shakatano has a daughter who also just graduated from West Essex, and she went with West Essex on the trip, and she's heard about this program for a while, and she was like, she brought up the idea of bringing it to VHS, and she brought it up to me, and I was like, I would 100% go and do that, because who wouldn't take up a volunteering opportunity?
How many families were there when you were there?
I believe 112?
Yeah, it fluctuated throughout the week as people left and went, but it wasn't at full capacity. It was
Yeah, like it was.
Yeah, it'll get into full swing in the
Yeah, so
summer.
it's 112, and then they host alumni families too. So once you go, you can come back and visit. And so there were like 15 alumni families as well too.
So it says on their website that since 1986, when they opened, they have welcomed more than 205,000 families.
Yeah, it's Miss Shakatano is really good at talking to everybody. So she found out it costs like $180 million to run a year or something, but Disney, SeaWorld, and Universal keep them fully funded. So while we were there, they hosted a Halloween night, and Disney had an event that got canceled. So they all the kids got those lightsabers that you see, like the $450 lightsabers or something, and they all got them all as like favors at like the Halloween party, and they were all running around on the carousel with them and running around with them. So it's so cool to see.
That is great. This is why I'm a Disney adult, Mr. Walker.
I wasn't judging. I just brought it up.
And you said this was part of Capstone, so was this like the capstone that you like? You know, people pick different things. Is this like an option that you could have picked amongst the various?
Yeah, so this year you had the option of doing like traditional capstone with Mr. Orr and Mr. Hirschman, or this option with Shaq. You do have to pay to go on the trip, but in my head it was worth paying to go for the week.
Yeah.
Now, is this something that we're going to see continue?
We are going to see it continue,
Excellent.
yeah. It was definitely worthwhile.
We're hoping, like me personally, I know I've spoken to a lot of like juniors and underclassmen that already are so excited. They're like, that's what I'm gonna do for my capstone next year. I'm so excited to go on it. So I think the program's definitely gonna grow at West Essex. I know there's like 30 kids that go every year. Big difference from 7. So I'm really hoping that the program will grow and a lot more kids can experience this.
Do you see, as this catches on, an opportunity in the Verona community of having a fundraiser program so that future iterations don't have to pay out of pocket for this?
That would be great. We could certainly look into that. I know just the idea of shifting some of our focus on Capstone from internships to service learning has been a focus of Mr. Cogdill's for quite a while, and you guys are the first that really came to fruition with that. But yeah, we can definitely look at fundraising to support the trip.
Yeah, we had started to fundraise, but we found out a lot later than they plan on doing it this year. Like, we didn't start fundraising for this until we found out about Capstone in January, but I believe Shaq already sent out an interest form, so they can start fundraising like
Right away.
as soon as school starts. We just didn't have nearly as much time. And also, I encourage you all to go watch our like 12-minute long video in case we missed anything. It's long, but I think we're pretty proud of it. And so,
Yeah, I'll put it on the website.
Yeah, I was going to ask where it was. It's on the it'll be on the website.
It'll be on the
Okay.
website, yeah.
How long were you there for? A week?
it was like 5 days
Okay.
because by the time like you're supposed to book it like pretty early in advance, and again we found out pretty late, so I believe it was like 5 days, and it's like 8 hours of volunteering a day split into like 2 separate shifts. So we did a pretty decent amount of volunteer work while we were there.
It's great.
That's wonderful. Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your summer and good luck in the.
Yeah, good luck in the fall.
Speaking of service, when our cat ran away, we had a certain board member's son volunteering for the Verona Fire Department who searched the woods trying to find the cat.
Did
So
they
we
find it?
appreciated that as well.
It
It was a community effort.
Did you find the cat?
Yeah, he came back.
Oh.
He just meandered, right? Like you found him in the
Good night,
garage.
girls. Thank you.
Bye.
Moving on to our superintendent's report with Ms. Diane Di Giuseppe.
Okay, the HBW transition and the VHS graduation ceremonies were both beautiful celebrations that highlighted the accomplishments, growth, and bright futures of our students. The HBA transition ceremony provided a meaningful opportunity to recognize students as they move forward in the next chapter of their journey with us, while the high school graduation celebrated the achievements of the class of 2026. Really memorable and inspiring. I love the awkward speech with Bodie and the bagpipes. It was amazing. I saw the TED Talk, so I knew what was coming, and it was excellent both times. And the weather could not have been more, with the exception of a little bit of windiness, was exceptional. Arguably the best conditions in my 15 years of sitting at high school graduations. It was great. To give a staffing update, we are getting inundated with applicants. And that has to do with the fact that we are not the only school district that had reductions in force, so there's a lot of teachers out there looking for jobs, and we, right now at the elementary level, have definitely one kindergarten position. You'll notice on the agenda tonight, Mrs. Knockamson is retiring, so that is her position, but it looks like we are going to have a second kindergarten position, which it's going to work out well for us, because right now, when I put this report together this afternoon, we had 58 applicants. We now have 65 applicants. They are coming in fast and furious. We are in the interviewing phase for the kindergarten position. I just need to figure out where we're going to put the extra kindergarten that we're going to need. As the board knows, I've put out a survey to our incoming K parents to see if anyone would be willing to shift around, voluntarily take a seat in a smaller class size to kind of balance out these very large kindergartens that are across our district. I got 2 takers out of 61 respondents. So yeah, I understand people love their neighborhood schools. We have an elementary music opening, which you also see on the agenda tonight. Mrs. Shibis is also retiring, and that application that posting went up on Friday, and we have currently 14 applicants for that. And we have 23 applicants for special education position at Lanning, which coincidentally is Abigail Knockamson, who's resigned to move to Pennsylvania. At the high school, we have a school counselor leave replacement. We have a good number of applicants for that too. For leave replacement, it's unbelievable. We have 17. Middle school special education math is the exception to that rule. For whatever reason, we have 1 applicant for that, so we're going to repost that job and kind of kick it up to the top of the list on some of the job boards that we subscribe to. In addition to those positions, we also have some district needs. We always have a need for paraprofessionals, lunch aides, day substitutes, bus drivers, and we are looking to fill one more part-time custodian and a part-time maintenance position. This is the time of year when we kind of talk a little bit about the importance of reading over the summer. We know that research tells us that students can lose up to 2 months of progress over the summer, and which can be a significant setback. So our media specialists and our teachers have put together some summer reading initiatives, and that is due to the fact that we know that studies consistently show that students who engage in regular reading during the summer break maintain or even enhance their reading skills. So their summer reading hub on all of the school websites except for the high school. They have their own summer assignments that went out in an email from Verona Counseling to the parents of our high school kids yesterday or Friday. For grade 5, students are choosing 1 fiction novel to read independently. This is incoming grade 5. They can choose any genre that they like, including graphic novels. They'll be working next September on a project that they will be doing in class when they return. For the incoming sixth graders, they should choose 2 of the texts listed for them. There's 17 choices. There's plenty to choose from. They will be responsible for this reading assignment, and they are looking at main characters in the books that they choose. Grade 7, it's a little bit more challenging. They're comparing both a fiction and a nonfiction text. They are looking at real people and characters that face significant, a variety of situations. So the main focus of their writing when they get back is nothing is impossible, obstacles can be overcome with hope and determination, friendships can help us through difficult times, adversity builds character, people are more alike than they are different, a positive attitude can make almost anything better, all human beings have worth, and animals are a blessing to those who love them. So those are the themes that they'll be writing on. I know. In 8th grade is a similar project. They are investigating what it takes to be a hero, how to create a more peaceful and tolerant society, and how do courteous individuals from the present and past inspire us to live better lives. So those essential questions will be explored as part of the 8th grade curriculum next year, and this summer reading features both real and fictional characters. So students are to choose 1 nonfiction piece and 1 memoir, and they will be asked to write an essay or complete an outline, proving how the author of the nonfiction text and the main character of the novel relate to the following theme. With courage, hope, and determination, ordinary people can overcome extraordinary difficulties. So that's our summer reading program for next year. Very interesting. I was a little inspired by the level of work that the students are going to be doing, and I'm really proud of our teachers to really think about how can we have our students reflect while they're enhancing their reading skills. And as I said before, grades 9 through 12 have individual summer assignments across the board in math, language arts, AP. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Yeah, just a comment on Miss Snockhamson. All 4 of my kids actually had her as their kindergarten teacher, so we adore her, and my kids, benefited greatly from having her as their teacher, as I'm sure every student that's come across her path has had that benefit. So we wish her well, and she's going to be very sorely missed.
Those are big shoes.
Yeah, big shoes to
Those
fill.
are big
De-
shoes.
Definitely big shoes to fill. I wish her all the best as well.
Yeah, she's just wonderful. Can't say enough about
She
her.
really is.
We'll miss her.
And I have to say, Abigail walked right in her footsteps.
Lovely family. Okay, moving on to our business administrator report, Dr. James Riley.
I just have a very brief update that in the business office, we are working on the year-end close, as well as preparations for the annual school audit. And our custodial maintenance team is already busy preparing for the maintenance projects, repairs, and the deep cleaning of the buildings. So significant amount of work was already done today and on day 1. So we look forward to moving that through the rest of the summer. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no committee reports. Moving on to our public comments on any agenda action items. If anyone from the public has anything that we're voting on that you would like to speak upon, please come to the podium and state your name, and you'll have 3 minutes. Seeing none? Oh. Are you? Yeah, you could come up on our next public comment. This is on anything that we're voting on, so we'll have another one. So you're good. Thank you. Moving on to,
I had one more thing. We did officially, unfortunately, pull out of the Trees for Schools grant. But the good news is that the trees are still going to be planted. the township is planting all 31 trees that they purchased for the Trees for Schools grant through the Shade Tree Commission. Yeah. So good news for trees and Verona. Not great news for the grant, but the whole
Remind us
point
why
was to
we
get
pulled
those
out?
trees in the ground, and they're going to get in
Yeah.
the ground. What's that?
Oh, could you remind us why we pulled out? What was
The trees have not come yet, and it's way too late to plant.
Yeah.
So they're going to do, I guess, a fall plant. Are they going to do a fall plant, Dr. Riley?
To my knowledge, the town through the Shade Tree Commission will use the trees and then they'll look to start planting species specific, the
Right.
ones that will take and are able to be planted in the fall.
Thank you. Moving on, do we have any discussion items or new business or old business? Anyone? No? I would just like to say also graduation was beautiful this year, so congratulations to everyone again. It was a very wonderful evening, both at the middle school and the high school. Always a very proud event. Moving on, correspondence? Okay. Moving on to agenda action items for resolutions. I need a motion to approve our personnel resolutions from A1 to A7. Motion by Mr. Boone, seconded by
second?
Ms. Knodig. Any discussion?
Just to echo Ms. Koenig, I also wanted to thank Mrs. Shebis for her time and efforts with the Verona Music Program. I know she made a great impact. The people that we've been seeing on stage over this past several years have definitely grown because of her input, and she will be missed as well.
Agreed. Thank you, Mr. Boone. Dr. Riley, if you could please call roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Ms. Canode?
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco?
Yes,
Mr. Boone?
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you. Moving on to our education resolutions, I need a resolution to approve resolutions B1 through B15.
Move it.
Motion by Mr. Waka,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Knodig. Are there any discussions? Dr. Riley, if you could please call roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Ms. Canode?
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco?
Yes,
Mr. Boone?
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you. Moving on to athletics and co-curricular, a motion to approve resolution C1 through C2.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Boone, seconded by
Second?
Ms. Knodig. Any discussions? None. Dr. Riley?
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Ms. Canode?
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco?
Yes.
Mr. Boone?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to our finance, a motion please to approve resolutions E1 through E4. I just have a question, Dr. Riley. On E4, since I am a Township of Verona employee, should I refrain from voting on that, on the busing? The transportation mutual vehicle? Do I need to?
I don't think you need to abstain on that one. No.
Okay, I'm fine with that,
There's
too.
no, it's a shared service.
Shared
agreement.
service agreement, yeah, okay.
And I have a question, it's not an agenda-specific question, but what time of the year do we expect to find out what potential healthcare benefit increases might come for the next budget cycle?
We won't know. So traditionally, when the auditors for the state do their work, the actuaries for Eon will do their work. Traditionally, that's not until the winter. We'll start hearing, traditionally, again, we would start hearing whisper numbers in December. I'll be very honest, at the conference last month, people are already talking about
Yeah, bet.
not just double-digit increases, but increases akin to what we saw this year.
Interesting. All right, thank you.
And-
It's not good news.
And Dr. Riley, to add on to Mr. Walker's question on that specifically, is there been any discussion on any legislative relief that we might see coming?
So currently, there are something in the neighborhood of 188 bills for consideration. There are no current discussions on relief or addressing any of the healthcare options, to my knowledge.
I do know that LEAD, which is a group of educators. It consists of NJPSA, NJEA, the ASBO group, and a whole, parent organization, PTO group. All of them are petitioning the governor to somehow legislate us in a better place. Garden State Coalition of Schools is petitioning, doing their work behind the scenes with, as is ASA, the superintendent organization in their legislative departments are all trying to bang the drum as loud as they can, because this is going to be the demise of public education if somebody doesn't do something quickly.
The problem is too, though, like even if they give us an extra $500,000 in state aid, which is, a substantial amount, like if the increases go up another 30%, like then the 500,000 doesn't really do anything, right?
One pocket into the other.
500,000 is what, under 50% of what an increase like that would be?
Yeah. Yeah, as Ms. DiGiuseppe said, the answer is legislation, unfortunately. The answer cannot be aid. When it comes to aid, my hope would be that this state considers fully funding the special education formula and supporting X-aid. That would be they would do a big service to many, many districts, including ours, if they more adequately funded the X-aid. But when it comes to healthcare, the only way forward is going to be through legislating.
And that's why it's so important for us, i.e. us here and the community, to really get involved at that level, at the legislative level, petitioning your representatives and letting it be known that there is support out there for these sorts of legislative changes, because otherwise nothing changes, right? If we're not making noise and if we're not all part of that solution, and obviously attending these meetings and speaking up and petitioning our legislators, we need to be doing more of that. And I don't know if there's like some means to kind of help facilitate that for the public, like here are the folks that you should be reaching out to if you care to reach out, some way to kind of get the word out in terms of the steps that people can take in our community around effectuating that change.
And I think they have that 2% school tax levy's got to go. It's a net negative for everybody. It really does have to go, but it's there right now.
And writing letters, writing postcards, I read somewhere, the magnitude is higher than a letter, but just your assemblymen, your state senators, because it can't just be educators. The educators have been writing for years, and we have skin in the game, so it's much more impactful if it comes from families.
And just a couple, I wanted to make a point and a question back to a point we made earlier, but Dr. Riley pointed out the special education costs above and beyond. I point anybody that's watching this on replay or here in the room, take a look at B7 and see some of the costs that we have that are exactly to the point that he's putting on. We are obliged to that regardless of the support we get or not. So, consider Dr. Riley's point and then look at agenda item B7. The other point I wanted to come back to, Ms. DiGiuseppe mentioned leaning on our governor in terms of executive action. Is there anything that the governor can do that goes beyond legislation, such as the healthcare with GLP-1 drugs? Is there anything that, or does that also have to be legislated, or can that type of thing come through executive action? And again, I say this in
That's a good
spirit of
question.
educating our audience.
Yeah, I don't know what the governor can do through executive order versus, legislative action. Clearly, we've had lots of executive orders. If you remember the pandemic, I think one came out a day. I'm not sure, but I can certainly look into it.
I think we need a motion. We need a motion by
motion
Mr. Waka and seconded
I'll
by
second.
Mr. Boone. Any discussion? I think we had the discussion, so now we can go on to Dr. Riley, if you could please call roll.
Mr. Walker? Yes. Ms. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco?
Yes.
And Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Those motions pass.
Thank you. There are no resolutions for governance and policy, so we are done with our resolutions. Now we are moving. Oh,
There's the HIB report I sent out today. I'm sorry that didn't make it on. We can read the motion if someone would like to read the motion. It's just to accept the HIB report as presented. My apologies. I
That's
missed-
okay.
Oh, I'll
Yes,
move it.
it's a Motion to accept our HIB report from June 22nd.
Wait,
Motion
is
by
this
Mr.
to
Waka.
accept or to read it in? I'm sorry.
We can read, do we need a motion to read it in?
You just need a motion to accept it.
Right, just
Okay.
a motion to
Sorry.
accept it. Yeah.
And seconded by Ms. Kenotic.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you did it first.
Mr. Waka.
Thank you.
Any discussion? And then roll call.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there's no HIBs on this. There were
Right.
actually no investigations, but we have to approve it
Approve it,
because.
yep. No worries.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Ms. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Moving on to now our public comments. Anyone from the public, please feel free to come up and state your name.
It can be just.
Can you just?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
And
being
I-
here.
and I
Very
love
important for the SEAs to be involved. And years ago, all the SEAs did have a liaison that showed up at, or watched the meetings, or not attended every meeting because it is, but just to be involved so you could report back to your SEAs for things that need to get back to. Because,
I was told already, like they said, just come by.
yep, yeah, so thank you for being here and.
I love that. I hope every school, I know the HB had that same
Yeah.
program.
They all
They
do,
all
it
do
just, it's just hard to get people to get out and volunteer.
Rush, see
There you go.
everybody, see how fun this is.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
involvement. Thank you.
Dr. Hobbs, if you have any questions, as my role as board secretary, if you ever want to email me, you're always free to contact the board directly, but you can email me if you have any questions, I can facilitate as well.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Maria Conti. I am a music parent and hearing about the retirements, you know where my first thought went. I'm wondering if that frees up any additional funding for music or if the possibility of hiring a part-time person to replace one of the departing music staff in addition to Ms. Shebus is a possibility. Thank you.
You're welcome. I am going to answer that. We have other areas that we would replace first before music. Not that we don't love music, but we have an art teacher going to 4 buildings next year. We have a counselor going to 4 buildings, and we have a Spanish teacher teaching in all 4 elementaries. So I would, if I had money for a part-timer, I would try to support one of them because we're pretty well staffed in the music department. I know it doesn't seem like that because we had more staff than we do in other departments. So I didn't want you to think that I not hearing you. I am hearing you, but music's a little lower on the replacement at the moment anyway. Okay, thank you.
There's anyone else from the public? Seeing none, we have to go into confidential session, so I need a motion to adjourn to go into confidential.
So move, oh, second.
Moved by Mr. Waka, seconded by Mr. Boone. Any discussions? No? Dr. Riley? All in
Aye.
favor? Aye. All righty. Thank you all for being here tonight. We will see you at our next board meeting on Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Confidential session beginning at 6 p.m. and the public session at 7 p.m. in the Verona High School Learning Commons. Enjoy the summer. It is 7:30.